I think that there's a good argument for being as optimistic as possible, hoping for the best, planning for the worst, as the old cliche goes. And I think that certainly applies to what we're doing because even if there's not a whole lot of room for optimism or positivity in whatever situation you happen to be in life, hopefully there is. If you have access to a gym and equipment, you know that if you go through the process of getting stronger, that this is not an experimental thing. This is a process that's been tried, it's repeatable, it's reliable. As long as you follow it to a T, you will get a positive outcome. And there aren't many things like that in life. There aren't many things that are unequivocally true. If I do A plus B, I will get C. But strength training is the exception to that. There is a lot to be pessimistic about right now. The technology we use is designed to engage us, and negativity is engaging. Beyond the fact that that stuff is constantly being fed to us, there's a lot going on in the world that's pretty negative. Inflation, gas prices, war, uncertainty. But the reason I wanted to make this video was because I think there is a good argument to be optimistic, and I think strength training is inherently optimistic. So the best argument that I've heard for optimism is, well, let's say you're pessimistic, you have a negative outlook. If you are pessimistic and what you believe will happen actually happens, you were in a negative frame of mind, your expectations were met, and you had a negative outcome. If, on the other hand, you had a negative point of view and then the positive happened, well, you were in a negative frame of mind for no particular reason, and you were pleasantly surprised. So that's good. But you spent most of the time being in a negative headspace. And if you are optimistic, on the other hand, and your expectations are met, so a positive outcome is achieved, well, you were in a positive headspace, and then a good thing happened. And then if you were optimistic, but your eyes were open about the possibilities and how things could go poorly, well, at least you weren't in a bad headspace the entire time. And that's especially important because we all know that the self-fulfilling prophecy is real. So if you are in a negative headspace, your actions will change. Your thoughts lead to actions. If you're in a positive headspace, your actions will change. Thoughts lead to actions. So I think that there's a good argument for being as optimistic as possible, hoping for the best, planning for the worst, as the old cliche goes. And I think that certainly applies to what we're doing because even if there's not a whole lot of room for optimism or positivity in whatever situation you happen to be in life, hopefully there is. If you have access to a gym and equipment, you know that if you go through the process of getting stronger, that this is not an experimental thing. This is a process that's been tried. It's repeatable. It's reliable. As long as you follow it to a T, you will get a positive outcome. And there aren't many things like that in life. There aren't many things that are unequivocally true. If I do A plus B, I will get C. But strength training is the exception to that. So if you are a novice, for example, you know that if you go through the process of training 3 days a week, you will add 5 pounds of workout to your squat at least for several months. And that's reason to be grateful. That's reason to have a good attitude. That's reason to know that whatever happens to be going on in life, you can get under the bar, you can sit down at the bottom, stand back up, and complete that set of 5. And then more importantly, if you are approaching a set that you're not sure you can accomplish and you go in with a positive mindset, you are more likely to complete the set. You wouldn't believe how many trainees I've seen sulk into the gym because they're worried about their workout for the day. And I know how they feel. I've been there. You've probably been there. And they're questioning whether or not they can do the weight because last time it was really hard and it might be harder this time. Well, that's not always true. Sometimes 5 pounds heavier is easier than the previous workout, provided you took care of your recovery. And if your coach is standing there right on the platform, like I am for my trainees, then your coach can tell you what you're capable of because your coach probably knows better than you do. In fact, I had a trainee who attempted the first rep of a heavy set of squats, and she set it down on the pins. And there was no reason why that particular weight should have been set down on the pins based on her bar speed of her previous workout. And so I gave her a 5-minute rest, and I said, please try that again, because that was not a strength issue. That was a mindset issue. So you came in here, and I could tell by your body language that you did not believe you can get your workout done today. And I'm telling you, you have the ability to get it done if you can get your mind right. Lo and behold, 3 sets of 5 all went up pretty damn fast, not even that sticky. So this was, again, one of those self-fulfilling prophecies of having a negative mindset about what you do. And this applies to all facets of life. So this applies to strength training. And the nice thing about strength training, as I said, is that you know that when you put in the work, you'll get the outcome provided you put in the work in the correct way. Unfortunately, not all other things in life are like that. But the good news is once you start focusing on things that are inside your control, if you're in a negative headspace and you're trying to become optimistic and you're trying to improve your situation, and you actually prove to yourself that some things are within your control and things can get better, whatever else you happen to be dealing with in life, whether it's a death of a loved one or financial issues or whatever the situation may be, you know you have that small sphere of control, and you can make incremental improvements in that domain. And then that changes your point of view, and that changes your ability to deal with stress, and that changes your ability to pursue things that are difficult. So this is a very bizarre time to be alive. There's a lot of negativity going on. All that negativity is being amplified by social media because it's engaging. So I just wanted to come on today and send a positive message that there are things that are within your control. There are things that you can certainly improve. And when you do those things that relate to improving your situation physically, that also improves your situation mentally, and that gives you the ability to allow that principle to permeate its way through the rest of your life and give you an overall better outcome and better quality of life. So add 5 more pounds to the bar. Thanks.